Simply put, one of the best ways to make your rifle better is to put a good trigger in it, or give it a trigger job is what we used to do, John, but now you don't have to send it to a gunsmith to have a trigger job done.
No, you can put it on your kitchen table and do this.
It's amazing. Now, Timney has made good triggers for a long time. When did you guys get started?
1946.
Okay, that's a long time making triggers. You got a lot of really good triggers, but you got this kind of weird mad scientist guy back in the back, don't you?
Calvin Motley, he's an amazing guy.
Yeah, so he developed, what, it's a new trigger?
It's a trigger line, actually, but we started it out for the Remington 700.
Okay.
It's adjustable from 8 ounces up to 2.5 pounds.
8 ounces?
8 ounces.
Wow. Okay. This one I picked up and I did exactly that. I went, oh, wow. Holy smoke. Because that's right about at 8 ounces. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm going to do something that some people would not understand, but you understand what I'm doing.
I do. You're trying to slam fire
I'm
that.
trying to slam fire it. It's at 8 ounces, some triggers, when you hit it that hard, it's going to go off.
Not this one. Calvin designed an amazingly robust trigger.
That is a super trigger. Now, I probably wouldn't shoot an 8-ounce trigger, and certainly not for hunting, but this way you can adjust it for target shooting, long-range shooting, and crank it up if you want to have it there for hunting.
Yeah, think about it. If you're shooting 1,000 yards out, a lighter trigger helps.
You bet it does.
But if you're shooting an elk at 200 yards, I'm more comfortable with 2.5 pounds.
And it's just a simple drop-in trigger.
You bet. Two pins, goes right in.
And you shoot left-handed, I shoot left-handed, and you guys make these for the left-handed models too.
You bet. Remington 700s, 7s, both. We make them left-handed, right-handed. No extra charge for the left.
No extra charge?
None.
Made in the USA?
Always.
Good triggers,
Great
8 ounces to 2.5 pounds, and it's called?
The Calvin Elite.
The Calvin Elite.
Anybody can shoot a good group from a bench with a standard trigger. Of course, if you had a good trigger, your group's probably going to be better. But where a really good trigger shines is in those difficult situations. One position I want to talk about is shooting offhand. Here's the tip. When you shoot offhand, when you look through it, especially looking through a scope, it's going to feel like you're doing this. But what you have to do is just calm your breath. Don't try to have zero wobble, but just manage the wobble. And as you're on target, just start squeezing that trigger. And invariably, you're gonna hit your target. But this is something to practice. So let's just kind of show you what this looks like. All right, I've got a target out there about 100 yards. And we're just gonna squeeze the trigger. That was a dead center hit, and it felt like I was just wobbling all over the place. But with a good trigger, you just kind of give it a nice squeeze and stay on target and just let that reticle just stay. What happens when you have a good trigger is you learn to trust it. And so that wobble is not a big deal. And if you practice shooting offhand enough, you'll be able to make this shot when it counts. And sometimes this is all you get, is an offhand shot.